I discovered two wonderful treasures today in the area of engineering. Two incredible women engineers. And because they were such gems, each one of them, I couldn't make up my mind who to ask to come talk to you. So I brought both of them.
But it was something I signed in for, and like I said, engineering is basically mathematics. And because I love mathematics, virtually all the subjects we did had to do with mathematics. Whether you are doing electrical engineering, mechanical department and all that, all of them had a way you needed to solve some problems.
So it was good for me. I had good schoolmates.
That's a lovely angle to be. Sometimes when we think about a male-dominated profession, we're thinking about you're competing. But isn't it lovely to know that what they did with you was actually adopt you and, be protective?
They were protective.
That is nice.
I loved my classmates. They were really protective. Growing up in FCDA gave me a good foundation too to what I had from my parents, and so I had to be focused. And doing the work as a quality control engineer was interesting. I started with the Federal Secretariat Plot 3.
Wow, you were part of the people that built it. Yeah.
I moved on to Plot 2.
So now we can blame you if we don't like the building.
No, there's really nothing to like, not to like it about the building. Because,
yes.
You see why people were rushing, when the buildings were complete, they were rushing to move down from Lagos to occupy those buildings. But they're good and they are monumental buildings, and I was part of them, and I'm glad I was part of those. But even in National Assembly, Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, I was a quality control engineer in those projects. So I look at them today, I'm proud that I was part of that project. I'm proud that at least there wasn't anything my boss could come out to tell me, Valerie, these are the stories about you in that project, because it gave us a good foundation. Once I had one ugly incident that I told them, there's what they call the slump test. When she was talking about setting of the cement. Now you mix the cement, it must meet a particular test for you to be sure it doesn't collapse. And we did the slump test, the concrete failed. It wasn't because they didn't do it well, but they brought the wrong mix to the plant.
Okay.
The one they brought was supposed to be going for the foundation, is the kind of mix you use for the foundation of a building. These were casting columns. And this slump test will help you to know whether the concrete you brought was good enough or not for that thing. And we did it failed. And I'm like, this cannot be this concrete. This is not the mix we want for this element of work. And laborers, they are anxious to quickly finish and run out of the place and move to the next one. And it was causing delay. So once we saw it, and the supervisor from the contractor side said, no, we need to move this thing out and pick the right one. They were making contact to see what happened. And as I turned my back to leave the site after giving and writing the instruction, the laborers that they were telling to move the cement away, the nozzle of what they're using to pump the concrete, just poured it on me as I was
wow. Wow.
So I was drenched with concrete.
Wow.
Yeah. This supervisor reacted to it. She became the color. So I became the color, like you said. So it wasn't the fault of the engineers on site. I was just talking of laborers who thought this young, small girl
we will teach her a lesson.
has come now to stop us from finishing this and moving to the next one. But of course, the engineers on site were looking at the effect of using a wrong concrete to cast an element as serious as the columns. So that was just one ugly incident on site. But outside it, good working relationship with all my colleagues all along. There hasn't been much discrimination.
It was good, actually, and that's great news. That's encouraging for many of our viewers, because for some of them they may hesitate about becoming engineers, but it's good to know that it's really a lot. It may be stories that for many who are actually doing it, it's not a bad thing. They've been able to work very amicably with most people, and I think that's
good too, as a female engineer.
Okay.
I mean, if you're already looking at yourself as if I'm a woman and giving excuses, I need to go pick my children, I need to do this, I need to do that, it can also instigate a discriminatory attitude.
Okay. So if they see you're consistent and disciplined.
You said you want to be an engineer, Plan your programs outside the office.
Okay.
Let people know what your programs are. If I need to go pick my children, I shouldn't let it affect my job.
Yeah.
So she will talk more about our point. We do a lot of teaching people what they call work-life balance. Even though people always say you can never have a good work-life balance, it can never balance. But in a way, you can work in such a way that I'm not going to let my family life interfere so much in my job that people will begin to disrespect me. So
That's a great point to take a break, because then you're going to now tell us a bit more when we come back about this work you, as what did you call it, Apon is doing. These two ladies you see here have done a great deal when it comes to the Engineering Association. We'll be back to discuss. Thank you. Welcome back to The Sage. Thank you for having stayed with us. It's been an amazing journey, and I'm sure you've enjoyed it with us. Two amazing ladies with so much to share. They've shared so much, even corrected some of our preconceptions. And actually, I think for me, one of the things that's most exciting is the fact that it's not as formidable a profession as it sounds. And is actually an area more and more women need to venture into. They will find that they're welcome. They'll find that there are amazing career opportunities. So thank you so much for what you've shared. But now tell us a bit. Apart from your rise and your success within the engineering career, in terms of your engineering career, I know for certain, I've done a lot of research on both of you, so you can't escape, that you've made amazing contributions to the Association of Engineering itself. And please share that with us, because you've done that. To be able to do that, you've combined your busy jobs with this extracurricular. We know in the end that's what it is. So let me start with Valerie. Tell us about what you've done within the Association of Engineers.
Thank you. When I started working with FCDA, the FCDA was housing the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Then they were using one of the project sites for meetings, and so it was easy for us to get involved, because your boss will tell you, oh, let's go for NSC meeting, and so you just move along. So I started the NSC meeting. That's the Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja branch. Started going for meetings. And as young engineers, they'll call you, have to do this, have to do that.
Take the minutes, do that, exactly. Do that.
So we're helping out. And but along the way, I got into the executive committee of the branch. And from there I grew. Never contested for chairmanship, but I was assistant secretary, I was financial secretary, I was treasurer, and after that I became chairman of APWEN Abuja branch.
What is APWEN?
APWEN is Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria. It was actually started by a very great lady, Engineer Ibili Okeke.
I won't say anything.
Yeah, please don't say anything. CFRO, former head of service of the Federation. First female. I could go on first day. She actually started the Abuja.
I want my viewers to know that someday we might drag that lady to this set.
I want to see her, So she started the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria in Abuja, and we're just 5 of us that joined her from Nigerian Society of Engineers, and she groomed us and taught us what leadership was actually about, because she was already an assistant director then, and I was just an engineer 1. I think the most senior person in our midst was an engineer 2, which was a grade level 9 officer. But when we go out, Madam will introduce us, this is my vice, this is this, and then she gives us the opportunity to go as a chair. She sends us out. So now you have to face directors. We even had to face ministers, because she booked the appointments, and sometimes she gets busy at the office and we had to go. Mm-hmm. So that really taught me and my friends boldness, confidence, being able to stand in front of people you thought, oh, I'm too smart to talk with. Mm-hmm. I remember when we had to go to the Aso Rock to see General Bakut, who was chief of staff then, to the vice president. I mean, we were shaking as an officer 9. You know, it wasn't funny, but that was growing up and teaching leadership. And after being chair of Abuja branch, I moved into the national. I became the 9th president of the Association
Wow.
of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria. It was challenging.
Were you the first woman?
No, this is the Association for Women now.
Okay.
I was the 9th president.
Okay.
Yeah, but the first from Abuja, you know.
Okay.
So it was a good one. They exposed me to meeting a lot of women outside my own environment. It exposed me to meeting even women outside Nigeria, because we had to go out for programs and everything. And I remember one of the first programs we attended in the US, the Society of Women Engineers conference. And as soon as we introduced ourselves, the first thing they did was to start looking out for Apple. They Googled Apple. Then the worldwide websites were already on. So the first thing they typed, Apple, you know, and they didn't see us. Then they typed women engineers in Nigeria. They saw Mrs. Maduka, founder, and they got some details about her. And then they came back to me. We didn't know they were doing this, you know, because we had met with a few women in the US in the conference. And then they looked for us the next day, talking to us, you know, about that point. We know this is your founder, this, but we've tried to know more about the association. It's not there. So as soon as I became president, that was one of the first things I thought we should do. People should be able to search for our point and know that we have been growing, we've been doing this and that. And so I made sure we had our website, you know, so that people can know about us and what we're doing. Because that point was doing a lot then in Nigeria.
Valerie, let me interrupt you. We'll come back to you. But let me turn to Funmilola and say you are the current president of APWEN, right? Yeah. Tell us. Let her take your thunder.
She's a fantastic president.
Tell us a bit more. Tell us.
Thank you very much. Like you said, APWEN is the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, and it is a division of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. But what separates us is that we are all women.
I hope so.
Yeah.
What separates us is that, you know, just the gender. And our number one mission is to increase the number of women practicing engineering. Like you said a while ago, that it appears engineering is not as formidable as you thought after we explained our journey. We want more girls to see that it's not what you hear. Engineering is only men, it's only machines. No. We want them to know that women can study engineering. So, and how do we do this? We have over the years developed programs from primary school, secondary, university, even young engineers who have already graduated, you know, first to inspire the younger ones, those in primary and secondary.
Yeah, catch them early, you know, yeah.
And then those that are studying, you know, let them know that there are places you can practice, there are things you can do, you know, and there are things we have also experienced, which you will also experience. So we help them we mentor them through all those, so that when they come out, they do not go, like for example, I almost went to take ICANN and become an accountant.
Okay.
Because when I came out accountant, I thought they were making money. And ICANN was very easy for an engineer to pass, because it was
a lot of mathematics.
Yes. So yes, that is true, and I still say it. Engineers at that time attempted ICANN only once.
Really?
It's only once, and they passed. You will see an accountant who say, I have carryover, I have repeat, I don't know what that means. You know, but engineers did it once and just passed, so it was easy.
That's a very interesting. I'm sure the accountants are protesting.
Anyway, so because of that, we have programs that we mentoring programs mostly. For example, for those who are in university and young engineers, we have what we call the tan and gown. That is trying to help the gown, that's their academic gown, to merge with the town, the city where they will practice.
Okay.
So we bring employers of engineers, especially multinationals, you know, to mentor them We bring many of them. You choose where do you want to work, where do you want to practice. I want to practice in oil and gas.
So this is a program that is ongoing.
Ongoing now, yes.
That's very
yes.
interesting.
And
That's very interesting.
Every quarter. And we actually have sponsorship from one Australian.
So it provides them a platform for potential job
opportunities that exist.
Yeah.
And what made this, I have a friend who finished from ABU Zaria, and he told me that when he was studying, he had never heard of all these companies like Shell, Chevron. He had never heard about it. He was just studying. But it was when he now went for youth service and started practicing in Warri, he now realized why so many of those that came from the south, they will be studying as if their life depended on it, because they needed to make a first class or 2-1 to work in those places. So this program is to enlighten them. We take it, it's for all the, we take it by geopolitical zone, to enlighten them that these are the opportunities that are, so that they can now focus their study and okay, I would like to work in this kind of place. And this is what their HR that came said that they always look for in new people they want to employ, so they can focus and prepare themselves and make themselves ready.
Can I ask you? Industry. Valerie had told us that you established a website, so you now have one.
Yes.
For our viewers who are listening, the young engineers there who may want to benefit from this amazing project you have on, how do they contact you? Okay. So that, and when do they know when it's about? Yes, yeah.
Our website is appoint.org, appoint.org. That is it. And even the young engineers and the students, our website is versatile now. They can actually register as members on the website. At the back end, we'll be able to assess them and know whether they qualify to be members or not, or whether they upload their certificates and whatever documents that they claim.
So the engineering students,
yes,
are they associate members?
Yes. We have,
okay.
We have collegiate members.
Collegiate, okay.
Yeah, those are the ones in the years, and then we have the corporate members, those who have graduated, and of course fellows for the older ones. And so all those programs like that from the cradle, from primary school, let's say primary 5 and 6, we take them to boot camps. We have boot camps, that we organize, and what we just teach them is basic engineering experiments on basic engineering concepts. For example, one last year they built a hydraulic jack.
Okay.
From popsicle sticks. Somebody teaches them. We put popsicle sticks together.
Children in primary school?
Yes.
Really?
Put popsicle sticks together, gum this way. Okay, this particular was for secondary school.
Okay.
And then, you put your water, the hydraulic, inside the, what do you call the injection that you guys do?
Syringes, synonymous to the syringes.
Syringe, yes, the syringe. Put in the syringe and then they push it and then see it go up. And so a light bulb comes up in their mind. Oh, so this is what the hydraulic jack that my mother uses to jack up the car. This is how it works. And then they become interested. We just want them to be interested. They may not stop, because not everybody will study engineering. They may not be in line with, like she wanted to be a doctor, but she later discovered that she's not really a doctor. She doesn't like blood, she doesn't like pain. So how will she become a doctor? She doesn't like smell. So you may find out that you don't really fit for it, but we don't want those who have engineering aptitude to lose it. Go away, because somebody told them it's for men, or somebody tells them it's hard, you'll be carrying engine or something. We don't want to lose those.
Or you will not get husband.
Or you will not get husband. That one is also so those are things we try to do from cradle to until maturity, so that they can know those things.
Amazing. And
our work is doing well. I mentioned just earlier, I just won an award from Harvard University, the Derek Bock Award for public service, and it was.
I think we need to clap to that.
And it's the work that we do in Apple that I use in applying for that.
Oh, isn't that amazing?
Yes, I just said these are the things I've done with secondary school, with primary school. These are the things I'm doing with young engineers. I'm trying to help women to become engineers and show them that they can become. That's all.
You know.
Absolutely.
So it's all part of it's a full package. That one is a full package. It's a full package actually. And like I would say, it gets better every year. With each,
you've been growing stronger and stronger.
It just gets better, gets more interesting, gets more innovative, and so many things. So for engineers who are there who have not decided to join our point, you're missing a lot. I think they should come on board so they can also mentor the younger one. Because we have a lot of work to do in mentoring.
I want to emphasize that because I think you both made very excellent point, because sometimes people wonder why associations exist. They exist for these very wonderful reasons you have discussed here. That network is important because we provide each other support, and it doesn't matter the age, professionally. You see, the elders can provide mentorship and wisdom and advice. The young ones can learn how to progress in the career, and also the networks help in terms of referral and so on.
I learned a lot from the younger ones because, like I said, even when I was president, good enough. I mean, she's not younger than me, but because she had IT issues, she had knowledge. Everything I had to do with
you were analog.
Even when I was analog. Even when I had to make presentations, once I finished my presentation, I even just do the small PowerPoint. I had to say, Funmilola, I need your help. I'll for this presentation. And she put it right for me. So she's brought in a lot of technology herself and the immediate past. I mean, they brought in a lot of technology into the way we do things, and that's why I admire them. And that's why I said
some engineering technology as well.
Yes, engineering and even medical. Yes, because we were conscious of safety. I mean, during the COVID, they gave out a lot of sanitizers, and we give a lot of education on how to keep safe and everything. So even medical, we do a lot of medical tips, and all. So Uppoint is interesting, and it has helped us. It exposed us a lot, especially for me. It was my stepping stone into the international scene. Uppoint introduced me to the international scene, and because of the work, just like she presented the work and it gave her an award.
The award.
Talking about
a global, absolutely. An international recognition of your work. I wish we could just go on discussing. It's been wonderful. But my team is telling me, that we need to wind up. So can I turn to you ladies again and say, before we say goodbye, can you just say a few words? What would be your parting word to our viewers? To everybody, both young and old, really. But you've been through a lot. You've learned a lot from your journey of life. Can you share a few pearls of wisdom? Who do we start with?
Can start with the president. She's my president.
Okay, Madam President, we'll start with you.
Everything you ever will need is on the inside of you. You need to be present. You need to be patient and look for it. All the hard work that you do, it's good to work hard, but you must work hard on something that came out from the inside of you, not something that you copy somebody at or whatever. So you need to sit down and reflect and look for that thing, so that when you are working hard, you are working towards success.
Amazing, thank you. And Valerie?
Yeah, for me, I would first of all want to talk to parents. Please don't deprive your children from being engineers. And engineering actually makes the world a better place. Engineering makes things go on. So please allow your children to read engineering, especially the girls. And for the boys, don't look down on the female because they want to do engineering. And for those who are already engineers, whatever you are experiencing, you are not alone in it. Others have experienced it. When you come together, you are able to network and share ideas, share solutions to the problem you're going through, and that will help you to make a success of your career. And for those who have succeeded, please be a helping hand to those who are coming behind you. Don't pull the carpet or the ladder after you have climbed up.
Or the plug.
Allow others to come up also and meet you at the top. So see you all at the top. Thank you.
See you all at the top. What a wonderfully entertaining, wonderfully informative show. I thank them most sincerely from the bottom of my heart, as they say. I mean, the pearls of wisdom said it all, from Funmilola, who talked about you have it in you, let nothing stop you. Go for it. And Valerie, who talked about taking others along, reach the top. When you take others along, that's when you get to the top. And also when you're coming down, you probably meet them.
Exactly.
So it's been an amazing time with these beautiful ladies. Ladies who have accomplished so much, but who have also demystified the apparently male-dominated profession for us, and who are telling us very strongly that it's a profession that is very fulfilling, and it's a career where they're encouraging more and more young people, but also more and more women to come into. And because when you do that, apart from the satisfaction of the job, there's also the satisfaction of an association that is vibrant and ready to support you on your journey. We thank you all for having been with us, and do tune in next week for another exciting episode of The Sage. Thank you.